877-0128 or visit legendsofkaanapali.com for your exciting island adventure.
Hi, this is Bill Martinez. Join us every Monday through Friday from 9 to noon Eastern when we're covering the issues that matter most to you. From Obamacare, the latest from Russia, the Middle East, Israel, immigration, and more. We're talking with the policy and political experts so you can be better informed. It's Bill Martinez Live, brought to you in part by my friends at Good News Tax Relief. Let them help you get your peace of mind back by dealing with the IRS for you. Proven experience, proven results. Call 800-255-7500.
Welcome to Divine Love Talk with Dr. Parthenia Grant, where we talk about health, well-being, and the love of the divine that exists in all of us. Now, here's your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant.
Right, I have one amazing show lined up for you today, based on a suggestion that my co-host Kim Michaels made about this amazing book by Lynn McTaggart called The Field, which is her quest for the secret force of the universe. And so, first of all, let me welcome Kim Michaels.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so the title of the show today is Using the Quantum Field to Heal Ourselves and the Earth. As all of you know who are regular listeners to Divine Love Talk, I'm a big proponent of doing whatever we can to stop the deliberate poisoning of the air, the food, and the water on our planet. And so I thought today, in light of this book, which I did finish last night, that we would look at spiritual methods to heal some of the problems in our personal lives and that are affecting us on the planet. And I don't think that there's honestly anything more important than clean air, food, and water for everyone on the planet. So, Kim, I also invited an expert that goes along with this topic, Angelica Perman, who is a spiritual healer. She's clairvoyant, clairaudient. She's a singer and a sound healer. And I've sent so many people to her. I've gone to her, and she fits right in with tapping into the quantum field. So I thought, Kim, that she could verify some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, because I have firsthand experience with her being able to tap right in and go to the heart and the core of the problem. She was kind enough to send us a sample of some of her beautiful music. So if you can turn it up, we're going to hear just a little snippet of her new album. You can turn it up a little bit more. Is that good? Okay. Okay. Okay, now that's just a little snippet with Angelica and her husband, who is also a sound healer. Angelica, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. I'm so grateful to be here. Hello.
Hello, Angelica. So, Kim, let's just get right into the discussion, because I sent you my email with my concerns about what we can do from an elevated level to deal with this problem, which I think is fairly serious. And I sent the same information to Angelica. So I'm going to defer to the both of you in terms of solutions from a higher perspective, because I think I'm just a little too close to the problem, to see the best solutions. So I'm going to hand it off to you, Kim, and then Angelica, you stay on the line, and I'm going to have you jump in.
Okay, great.
Okay, well, what I was impressed about with Lynn McTaggart's book was that she goes through all of this research from very experienced and in many cases recognized scientists.
Yes.
Who have researched all of the topics that we have been talking about on the show for so long.
Yes.
That there is a reality beyond the material.
Mm-hmm.
And what she specifically focused on in the book is that they have come up with so much evidence that there has to be a level of reality that we haven't yet recognized by science.
Yes.
And she calls it the 0 point field.
Yes.
And she talks in the book about how it affects healing and our ability to heal ourselves, because she talks about the cells and how they respond to consciousness.
And sound, yeah.
Yeah, and what impressed me the most about the book was simply this. I think anybody who just with a neutral state of mind would look at the amount of research that has been done,
Yeah.
would conclude, as she did, that there's something here that science can't afford to ignore.
Exactly. And I love what she said about, the old model of Newtonian physics. And, literally since the 1700s, that has been, the scientific paradigm. And her conclusion is that it has done great justice in the present time to all of the research that's out there that she brought forward, which, I love the book because it just validated everything that I've been studying since I was in junior high. I was introduced to quantum physics at a very, very early age, and I knew that, there was so much more beyond what, the scientific model was presenting. So I just loved her book because I was familiar with all those studies, but at the same time, I loved her conclusions, and it's very simple. The book is in plain layman's terms, so anybody can, download the audio or read the book and go, wow, okay, I think it's time for a paradigm shift. So, Kim, I'm going to defer back to you again before I bring in Angelica.
And I think that is an important point you're bringing up, because what she says in there is that the Newtonian physics, so far scientists have believed that it doesn't apply at the quantum level.
Right.
And she is saying that there's now a growing number of scientists who are saying it can actually be applied at the quantum level if we incorporate calculations for this 0 point field.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
go ahead.
The trouble with that is, or whatever you want to call it,
challenge.
The catch with that is that in order for us to do this, we have to get rid of the Newtonian mindset,
exactly,
which is based on the separation between matter, basically saying that matter is separate. Because you can, in Newtonian physics, you can talk about a separate particle that exists separately from anything else. And so what she's really saying in there is that once you incorporate the quantum field or the 0 point field, you can't see things as separate because everything is interconnected. And that is what I think is the revolutionary aspect of this new physics.
And I agree, because as a child, I just looked up into the stars one night, because I lived way out in the country and you could see all of them. And I thought, how ridiculous is this to think that there is not some intelligent design and that everything just grew out of random chaos. So now, Angelica, thank you for your patience. I'd like to draw you into the discussion because you literally work and play and live in the quantum field.
Oh, yes, I do. And I didn't have a chance to review the book. It sounds fantastic. But from my own experience of working with many, many people and my own spiritual experiences, what I've found is that, we live in a culture where we often focus on the problem. And with that, our minds are so powerful. We have a mass consciousness of a mental plane that is being controlled by people that do not have our higher interests in mind.
Clearly not.
However, we were gifted this ability to travel throughout all of time and with our consciousness, and to bring our soul body to other dimensions. The physical body has to remain here unless you can ascend it, which hardly anyone's been able to do. But, with that said, our consciousness can go to all these other dimensions, and by resting there and focusing there and clearing our lineage, our ancestral lineage of the pain, abuse, unhealed issues through our own spiritual journey, and lightening our consciousness, connecting with that. And when we interlock that with the other souls that are doing that same work, that field becomes so much stronger, and that field will lift this world up into a higher dimension.
Wow.
And I believe that's what's actually happening in this time. And right now it looks extremely dense, and it looks as though it's not going to work. However, if you also notice, thoughts are becoming things very quickly.
Yes.
And everywhere you go, there is, even in media now, there are things about healing. I was at a tea shop yesterday, and they, a national chain, and they said that their tea was a spiritual experience. And I said, now I know our consciousness is shifting this world, because that's at a national chain in a tea house, coffee house. And I was like loving that. And so somebody that works there lifted their awareness to put that in the media.
How about that? And when people eat my raw food, they just go, I'll give them the recipes, and they'll go, it just doesn't taste like yours. And I say, well, that's because I put love in it. I put a lot of light and energy in it. And Lynn's book, Kim, talks about the experiments that actually proved that, there are photons of light within our bodies that emit frequencies, and there are sound patterns to them. And that's something that I've talked about and I've written about, the energy of food, and how when we are polluting it, putting pesticides in it, genetically modifying it, that it lowers the vibration of the food, and then we ingest that, and then it lowers our vibration. And Kim, she talked about that, a little bit in the book. So that's one reason why I'm so passionate about us doing something, whatever it is that we can, whatever little bit we can do, to shift this paradigm and this consciousness about just putting, literal trash, what we call junk food, into our bodies with no consciousness that there is a connection with living food, and there's a difference when you're putting organic, non-pesticide living food in your body versus, dead food that's processed. So, Kim, maybe you could comment on that a little bit from the book's perspective.
What she highlights in the book is really that when you realize that everything is connected, it's not just at the physical level everything is connected, because everything is connected through consciousness. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of the research points to. I thought there was a very interesting study in there where they found that they had a process with a machine that worked for everybody but one scientist who couldn't get it to work.
Right.
Whenever this person was in the laboratory, the experiment didn't work. When she was not there, it did work.
Right.
And the only conclusion they could have was that there was something in her energy field that interfered with this very sensitive equipment they were using. And so what that points to is that consciousness affects everything. Mm-hmm. And what we unfortunately have done now, basically starting with Newton, because based on Newton's theories, a lot of people built this mechanistic way of looking at the universe. Mm-hmm. We've tried to say, okay, we have a problem with crops. There are insects that are eating them. Mm-hmm. The only possible solution is a mechanical solution.
Right.
So we have to use some kind of chemical. Mm-hmm. And therefore we have closed our minds and our research to any other kind of solution.
True. Well,
and that's why we're trapped in this vicious circle of, because what I think the universe is doing is, you can see that you apply chemicals for a while, then they don't work anymore.
Exactly.
Then you have to either apply more or you have to do something different. So we are making the side effects worse and worse and worse.
Exactly. And so
until we get to the point where we say this isn't working, we have to find a new approach.
Well, in the last half, we are going to go in depth into, what solutions we think would work from a higher spiritual perspective. So, Angelica, I'd like to bring you in on the discussion because you're very conscious about food and the quality of the food that we eat. Oh, wow, we're getting ready to go into commercial break, though, and Kim Michaels will be coming up with his message from the Ascended Masters. So, Angelica, if you would please hang on, listen to the message, and then I'll bring you in on that discussion after Kim's message. You're listening to Angelica Perman. What's your website, Angelica?
AngelicaPerman.com.
Okay, and Kim Michaels at TranscendenceToolbox.com. And I am your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant at drparthenia.com. We will be back with more exciting information that can transform your life after commercial break. and Kim Michaels. We're really excited listening to what the Ascended Masters have to say this week on Divine Love Talk.
As we are all aware, restaurants and celebrity chefs come and go. But one restaurant is constant, El Cholo. Hi, this is Larry Elder. Since 1923, the original El Cholo on Western Avenue and those in La Habra, Santa Monica, downtown LA, Anaheim Hills, and the latest Corona Del Mar have served millions of loyal fans and multiple generations. If you've dined there, you know the reason why. It's those fresh green corn tamales, Carmen's historic nachos, the margaritas, and so much more. Treat yourself and dine at a restaurant you really want to go to, not one where you're supposed to go to. El Cholo. I know I do.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hi friends, this is Larry Minetti. Go to LarryMinetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. Also, there is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryMinetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlaguna.beach.com.
Okay, we're back with Divine Love Talk and Kim Michaels with his weekly message from the Ascended Masters. Kim.
Thank you. I am the Ascended Master, Mother Mary. I would like to give you a perspective of how we of the Ascended Masters look at life on Earth and the way you as human beings look at life on Earth. We are continually amazed at how many people are so focused on their everyday lives that they have little thought, little attention, little curiosity left over for questioning what they have been brought up to think about the world, especially the topic you have talked about of whether the world is mechanical or not. If you were to look at the scientific research that has been done, even though it is far from mainstream, you will see that there's already a body of evidence that shows that the world is not mechanical, because the world responds to consciousness. It is a fact that we know very well that there are beings who are seeking to manipulate you into believing that the world is mechanical. Why do they do this? Because they want to control you, and they even dream of controlling the world, and they have gotten themselves into believing that this will be possible if they know enough about the universe and how it works. It is a dream of being able to control the universe. But you see, my beloved, you as a human being will never be able to control the universe. You will not be able to even control your own life. For life is not controllable, for the simple reason that life is not a step-by-step process where one cause always mechanically leads to a given result. Instead, life is what I have talked about now for several years through this messenger, an ongoing process that I have called the river of life. This means that everything is continually changing, and therefore it is not possible to come up with a scientific theory or a set of mathematical formulas that will give you control over the universe or the ability to predict the future. Certainly, you can understand some things about how the world works, and this is what people have done for thousands of years who have had what I call the wisdom of the mother, where they understand how the world works. But those who truly understand how the world works have always known that the world responds to consciousness. Those who are seeking to control the population of Earth do not want you to know this. And why not? Because if you knew and accepted that the world would respond to your collective consciousness, then you could not be controlled by a small elite, because you would know that since you are many, you can override whatever power they have in the physical world through your consciousness. It is not necessary to even have physical power in order to overthrow the power elite. It is only necessary to have knowledge and vision, and to have enough people focus their consciousness beyond what the elite wants you to do. And then you can, for all practical purposes, overthrow the power elite in a very short period of time. And you will see that all of their schemes, all of their attempts to poison you or your bodies or your food or your water can be overturned when enough people wake up and decide to work not only with the Divine Mother, but with the nature spirits who are eager to serve you and give you a perfectly healthy environment, food supply, and physical bodies. The ability of the earth to recover from any kind of pollution is astounding, and would astound you if you began to practice focused awareness.
Wow, that was on the money. So we'll be back after commercial break with Angelica Perman. We have a new clip of music of hers that we will open up with, and we're going to talk about this amazing discussion or dictation that Mother Mary delivered. After commercial break, you're listening to Divine Love Talk. That was Kim Michaels and Mother Mary, and we'll be back with more of Angelica Perman at angelicaperman.com. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant at drparthenia.com. You're listening to Divine Love Talk on CRN.
Come to Wine Country. Vacation at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Experience the luxurious guest rooms, generously sized and decorated in the Tuscan tradition. Sleep on pillow-top mattresses with luxurious linens and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access, and you can enjoy coffee in the hotel lobby. And now you can visit the new steakhouse at Equus Restaurant and the Equus Lounge, all at the Fountain Grove Inn. Relax and enjoy a glass of wine. wine and learn about wine with CRN radio host Larry Van Alsten's What's Cooking on Wine radio show. It's broadcast at the Fountain Grove Inn Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Sonoma wine country, easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 freeway at the Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingrovinn.com. Call now, 707-578-6101.
Hi, friends. This is Larry Manetti. Go to LarryManetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. Also, there is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryManetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to Angelica Perman and the background music. Wow, you can feel that sound of Om. Just, it calms me down, Angelica. Okay, do we have Angelica on the line?
I am here.
All right. Okay.
I love that message. Thank you, Kim. Divine Mother, matter, field of awareness, the nothingness of all creation, the field of consciousness. It's a place that we really are in at all times, whether we know it or not. We're in form, and so in physical form we can get distracted with thinking this is all that is, but most of us is not in the physical body, from my experience. And I believe that if we practice through our meditation, through our thoughts, words, actions, and deeds, connecting to the omnipresent, omniscient field of consciousness, that we can become omnipresent, that it's a spiritual siddha, a spiritual gift that can come to us, and that in that space we can connect with all souls and all life, all at once, in all of our awareness. And it's in the separation that we believe we cannot. We believe we are powerless. So I wanted to say that because I was just really feeling that connection from that message.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to mention something about music in nature.
Okay.
In a moment.
All right. Well, Angelica and Kim, everything Mother Mary says is profound, but I was so inspired by the fact that she tapped into exactly what I believe and what I practice and what I feel. And when she said, when we can wake up and work with the nature spirits who are eager to serve us, I wanted to share in one of my sessions with you, Angelica, how the Sylphs came in, and they are the elementals of air. And it was so cute how you said, oh, these little beings, they're called Sylphs. What are they? And I'm so connected to them because they speak to me through the trees, you know, the wind in the trees. And I shared this on the show before, but there was this tree where I used to live that I didn't pay any attention to it because I was really into these other trees. And when I would pass by, this tree would just shimmy and shake and try to get my attention. And there were so many trees around, I just didn't notice the tree until one day it was like perfectly still and there was no wind, nothing. And I passed by and the tree was just swaying it like, okay, look at me, I am here. And I went, oh my goodness, look at you. You are so beautiful. And I started talking to the tree and she was just so happy. I named her Shimmy. And then I had a bunch of students come over and we were talking about the elementals and how important it was to, you know, connect with them and to connect with Earth. And I told them about Shimmy. And they said, oh, let me see it. And I didn't know if she would respond with everybody else there. But anytime I walked out the door, you know, the tree was like right there. And I said, okay, let's come out. Soon as I walked out the door, no wind, no nothing. She just started waving and shimmying and everybody was blown away. So I have witnesses to the fact that the elementals do respond to us. And I'm so grateful, Kim, that Mother Mary pointed that out because I know that is a viable solution to the pollution of the air. But I'd like to ask you, Kim, okay, I know she said that we need knowledge and vision and focused consciousness to move beyond what the power elite want in order to establish our own dominion and overthrow the agenda of the power elite. But my question in terms of that is, you know, how do we not overburden, you know, the elementals? Because I do call upon them. And then sometimes I feel like, and they do respond, but I feel like, okay, I'm just one person and I need more people helping me because when I've done it with a dozen people, you know, it's been amazing. And when you were here last summer, the whole 3 weeks that you were here, there was no spraying in the air and it rained. I'm like heavy rain. So, I know what is possible, but can you address that? And then, Angelica, I'd like for you to, you know, add something to that.
Well, I don't think we can overburden the elementals because there are so few people who are even aware of them and are working with them. So I don't think you need to worry about that because I think what Mother Mary is talking about is it will take many people, and I sense definitely millions of people who are more aware and who are also possibly using her invocations or other techniques, you know, to free them, to free the nature spirits from the burden of negative energy that they have taken on for us. I don't think people realize that we are in this symbiotic system with many spiritual beings, you know, who are not in the physical realm, and that they many times take on our emotional, mental energy. And if they didn't do this, the earth would start falling apart, and we would have a lot more natural disasters than we have.
Yeah. Well, see, I guess maybe I didn't ask the question properly because, see, that is what I'm referring to, that negative overbearing, that they already do, taking on that negative energy. How do, maybe Angelica, you could add something here about how do we find a balance there with, me, I just feel overwhelmed sometimes. Like I feel like it's just me, and I need more people. And that's what I keep hearing. We need a critical mass. We need a lot more people. And then sometimes I just feel like, because I can affect, my area. But I just feel like, okay, I'm not big enough, to handle this huge overburdening of the elementals around the planet. So maybe you could say something, Angelica.
It definitely can be overwhelming. And I believe, too, that that's part of the effect of what the elite are putting out. That feeling that we are separate, that there's only a few of us, and there's probably way more of us than we realize. And as far as the connection with nature and the elementals, I mean, really, it's very simple to me. Spend time every day in nature, connecting, and that our frequencies are emitting sound at every moment of our existence, and that when we're connected with nature, we go back to our natural self. We're not as separate from. We are more kind and loving.
Yes.
We actually care more. And also by connecting with all of the elements, earth, wind, fire, water, air, and ether, through our daily life and practicing that helps. And there's, music that has been created, that's the music of plants.
Yeah.
And they have electronic devices that they've put on, scientists have put on plants, and we can listen to their frequencies, and it's incredibly beautiful. So tuned in people, intuitive people can hear that and feel that, and imagine what those plants would sound like when they're sprayed or have GMOs or a message.
Exactly.
And that by us toning, putting out our spiritual vibrations into the universe every day with our walk, our actions, our thoughts, and our deeds, that frequency can affect the whole field. And you will notice your neighborhood will improve. You will notice wherever you look, there'll be less a negative effect in your daily life.
Okay, so Kim, would you also add something to that discussion? Because I think I just kind of get lost sometimes with trying to find a balance.
Yeah, but I'm not sure exactly what you mean. You're trying to find a balance.
Okay, between feeling overwhelmed and maybe too small and not able to make a big enough effect by myself. And then feeling, I honestly feel empathetic, when I look up at the sky and I see all of these chemicals that are being sprayed. I just feel the elementals crying out. I feel that burden, and it overwhelms me, and I don't sometimes know. I just feel like it's not enough what I do, even though I do that every day, Angelica, and being with the trees and being with the wind, it calms me and it makes me happy and it brings me peace. So,
but I think that what is happening to all of us, we all go through phases in our spiritual awakening, and we've all brought up to be asleep, and not be aware of any of these things we're talking about. And for most people on the planet, what we're talking about here would sound like utter nonsense. And so you go through a phase where you begin to wake up and you begin to realize there's so much more to know than what you brought up to believe. And that's kind of what Mother Mary said in the beginning, too.
Right.
There's such an incredible gap between the very limited view of the world that we were brought up with and the reality of how the world works. So once you begin to realize that, you feel overwhelmed. And I remember going through a period myself. But I think that what helped me tremendously was to realize that I can't be responsible for everything.
Yeah.
And I can't take on too much of the energy that's out there because it's just going to knock me down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like when you're ignorant, there is a certain, I won't say ignorance is bliss, but there's a certain defense because you're not realizing there's something there, and therefore you are burdened by it. But as we have talked about before on the show, Parthenia, you know that as long as they pacified you, the dark forces don't focus specifically on you.
It's true.
But once you start waking up, they're going to dump some energy on you
yeah.
to see if you can. And the only way I found to deal with it is to say, I'm not responsible for this.
Okay.
I do what I can every day, but I
Yeah.
don't feel like I have to lift the whole world and I have to
Okay.
change everything at once.
That makes me feel better. Thank you. I just needed to, sometimes you need to just have a little bit of reassurance that it
Yeah,
that
but
it
I
makes
think we
a
all get
difference.
overwhelmed on the path, and every once in a while we have a tendency because we want to see positive results.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, therefore, we have a tendency to take on too much.
Okay. Fair
And I
enough.
think, honestly, that's why we're still on the planet.
Yeah, I resonate with that, and I feel both of you. I mean, it's all of it, right? That overwhelming feeling, and then what are we responsible for? That's what I look at. What can I do right now about
Yeah.
that? What can I do right now? And that's my prayer. What is needed, and what can I do right now?
Yeah.
And I'm aware and open to that being presented at any moment.
Mhm.
So like last night, I'm on a date with my husband and get the text from you to be on the show. That's the answer of what I can do. And then I feel alive.
Yes.
Then I can enjoy myself for a few hours and then go back to the business of sharing about these things, right?
Right.
And so we have that human life that we're living while we have this awareness of this much bigger, vast picture.
Right.
And I think enjoying ourselves is really important. Not getting lost in that, but like really bringing up that daily enjoyment with people that make us feel alive, make
Yes.
us feel connected. Not fear-based people, limiting that to some degree. And then when you're around that, holding your resonance so we don't get dragged into that belief that we're separate and that we should be afraid of everything.
Right. Angelica, I want to just throw in how when I texted you and it was late and how tapped in you are. And you said, oh, I had just sent a message out to you telepathically. And the funny thing is I was sitting there trying to figure out, how I was going to structure the show and, trying to finish reading the book, because Kim had just emailed me back and I was like, okay, let me download the book. Let me read it in a few hours, get prepared and all of this. And then you sent that message out to me telepathically and it hit me and I was like, call Angelica, text her. I know it's late, and you just received it. So we do communicate in the field and I do, pick up messages all the time telepathically. I know what people are thinking and I know what they're feeling, and that can overwhelm me as well because I just hate being right about this stuff a lot of times. But then in moments like that with you, I was very happy that we picked up each other's signals.
Yeah, that's a great blessing. And I was in the middle of receiving a massage, and and then I saw you, and we were talking about the show and everything, and I was like, okay, I'll just come on. I'm ready,
Well, thank you for that, and thank you, Kim, so much for I often don't get a chance to do this, and I should do this more often. But thank you for being so spontaneous and so flexible with the show, because as I said to you, I often don't know until I'm being guided that this is exactly what you need to zero in on the show, and Mother Mary is just so tapped in.
Sure.
and in tune to what I'm going through. And I'm so happy to be a vessel. And, when she said knowledge and vision, that was the other thing that came to me from that book, The Field, where she talked about the scientists who are being persecuted and, professors who are losing their jobs for bringing out the truth and new information. Well, how I resonated with that. And when I sent you Dr. Tyrone Hayes's information and how he's being persecuted for just sharing and publishing research that was unbiased about what pesticides are doing to the testosterone levels and gender identity confusion and babies and infertility, and these are like massive issues that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So
I think it's highly ironic, that scientists are so quick to put distance between themselves and religion, But now, the ones conducting witch hunts are the scientists, the materialists.
Yes, how about that? And the other scientists are being bought off, by the pharmaceutical and the chemical industry. So it does take courage, and sometimes I just have to fortify myself with the courage to just keep going and to continue telling the truth, because that's all that matters. You're listening to Divine Love Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, with my co-host Kim Michaels and Angelica Perman, Perman. From angelicaperman.com, Kim Michaels, TranscendenceToolbox.com, and I am at drparthenia.com. Divine Love Talk on CRN. We'll be back wrapping this up after commercial break. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Are you looking to increase the number of calls you receive at your business? Well, CRN Talk is introducing a new way for customers to reach you without having to remember your phone number or web address. Customers simply dial pound 250 from their mobile phones to say your business name. That's it. They'll be directed immediately to your phone line and receive a text message with a link to your website and phone number. It's that easy. It works so well that we're using it in this commercial. To sign up, dial pound 250 and say, "Help my business." That's pound 250, "Help my business."
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. With one phone call, you'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. It's a free service, so call now.
Call now, 800-704-6182, 800-704-6182.
Wrapping this up on Divine Love Talk, and I'm going to have Angelica and Kim summarize very, very quickly the things that we can do to help heal ourselves on a quantum level, and how we can use the quantum field to help heal Mother Earth. But first, let me announce that next week I'm going to have the director of a new critically acclaimed and award-winning film called Pursuing Happiness on the show. Angelica will be back in 2 weeks, and we're going to be talking about using music and sound healing to heal ourselves and heal the planet. So I'm excited about that. But Kim, let me have you come in first and reiterate what you would like to leave the audience with in terms of what we each can do to use the quantum field to heal.
Well, if people resonate with what Mother Mary said, then it's obviously because you have a heart tie to her. She is a very important spiritual being for all people. And she has given an amazing amount of invocations that you can use to literally change almost any aspect of life on Earth, including the elemental beings and nature spirits. And you can find them on transcendencetoolbox.com. And it's really a joy to give these, and I think those who resonate with this will feel that it's worthwhile. You simply feel that it makes a difference, and it also makes a difference for you personally.
And they do, Kim, but for me specifically, there's so many on your website, and I have so many of them. For the elementals, can you think of one specifically that I could tap into? A name? Oh, I know. See,
again, there's so many that even I can't keep track of them.
Okay.
But there is a whole section on world change.
Okay. All right.
And you can simply just go through those
Okay.
world invocations, and there are different groups.
Okay. All right. Well, at least that's somewhere to start because there's so many. Okay. And Angelica, what would you, as someone who is tapped into the quantum field, what a couple of simple suggestions that you would like to leave the audience with?
Are you an old soul and feel you're here for this quantum field connection of lifting the consciousness? Then you are. And to really choose wisely who you spend time with, what you put in your body.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to my website, angelicaperman.com, I have the new release, El Indigenous, the music. And the frequencies of that music bring peace to the space that you're in, to your mind and your body and your spirit. And I believe that by putting positive energy in our space, listening to beautiful music, connecting with healers, receiving healing, and then going and spending time with higher conscious beings, that our resonance, our vibration gets lifted. And I also offer sessions there if anyone's interested with that.
Oh, absolutely. So let me pump that for you. She is absolutely amazing, and she will change your life and help you heal 7 generations backwards and forwards. I can't say enough amazing things about you, Angelica, and I'm so grateful for the work that you're doing on the planet, and just for your beautiful, not childish, but childlike spirit. And
Yes.
and Kim Michaels, I can't say enough good things about the work that you're doing and that you continue to do for the planet. So, gosh, with 3 of us here, we got a holy trinity going, and we got Mother Mary, in the room. So we are truly blessed, and I would encourage everyone to check out Kim's work, Angelica's work, and what I'm doing on Divine Love Talk and drparthenia.com and Divine Love Talk TV. I have some amazing new videos that are coming out and some amazing stuff on there. I'm so delighted that you guys are joining us, and I look forward to the show next week. And Kim and Angelica, you guys have a blessed weekend.
Thank you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Which is most important because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics. There is something for everyone, and it's all available